Jason here, leather guy. Alright, you guys keep asking me for videos for doing some simple tooling, so we're going to do it. I'll get right to it. And I've got the names for everything now, so alright, so what we're going to do, I've got a piece of leather here. It's 3.5 by 4 inches, and hopefully you can see this dragging. Yeah, I think you can see that. We're going to tool just the head, and maybe another video I'll do the whole thing, but that's a big piece of leather. But anyway, we're going to do just the head, and I'll show you how to put some detail on that. Alright, so first thing, what I'm going to do for decoration, I'm going to take the stitching groover. These first two steps you don't really have to do it. It's more for decoration. It's kind of like adding a picture frame. This is your stitching groover. I get it, it's handy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go around and make ourselves kind of like a picture border. There we go. Okay, so next, real simple, we're going to take a edge beveler, and what that does is just bevel your edges. You probably should strop this beforehand, but yeah, don't really need to. And we're going to do all 4 sides, or front and back, I mean. Okay, so those two things I just did right there, like I said, mainly for cosmetics. This is actually mainly used for stitching. If you do that, so you got kind of a groove for stitching the lane, but it works good for cosmetic reasons, just having a nice line, a nice border. Same thing with this. Since I'm just showing you how to tool, there's really no need to do that, but we're going to do it anyway just so it looks even better. Okay, so before we start, get yourself some water, a sponge, and we're going to wet the leather. Soak it pretty good. Do it uniformly so you have an even amount of water, and this should be good. And it'll probably take about maybe 10. Let it air dry. You could take a blow dryer to it. You don't really want to do that, but because you want the water to seep in. Let that dry naturally till the color starts coming back, and then I'll come back and we'll go from there. Okay, the leather has dried just enough. It's all good. So we're going to take the dragon, and at the end of this video I'm going to take a picture of when we're all done. I'll take a picture, so if you guys would like to copy it, I'm not sure I could really do it. I'm just going to take a picture, and you guys can pause it on the video and trace it off your computer screen if you want. It's really the only way I can think of it, but I'm going to try to do this so I can get it all in here. Alright, so one other thing, this tracing paper, I get at Tandy Leather. It's waterproof and it's reusable, so you can draw your own designs, and this is how you want to trace it onto the leather. It's pretty cheap. You get a big old sheet of it for like $5 or $10, and like I said, when you draw it on there, what we're going to do is take a stylus. It's just got a metal ball point on there, and we're going to trace it, and it's going to imprint the image onto the leather. And with this tracing paper, it's almost like clear plastic. You can keep reusing the same design. So. Whoops, forgot to put some teeth on them. The bottom teeth. And that'll work. Okay, so there we go. Really simple. And then we're going to use all the tools to cut them out and give it some good impression. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is find it. My desk is a mess. Take the swivel blade, swivel knife, whatever you want to call it. I need my stropping piece of leather. It's always good to have get some strop on your ceramic swivel blade. Rub it on there and then wipe it off on something. And it lets the swivel blade cut a lot more easy in there. And here we go. Alright, so there's we use the swivel blade and cut out the basics. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to take a beveler. Where is it? Let's see if you can see this. You can see one edge is straight and this side is kind of a 45-degree angle. Now what you do with that is whatever part of the design that you want to stick out, basically be 3D, the flat edge of the beveler will go against the design like this. So basically the 45-degree angle is coming up that way, the flat part is going up vertically along with this. That's going to push the outside leather down and keep the design sticking straight up. And so we're going to go ahead and use the beveler for that. Okay, so you might have seen me using this other beveler. It's just a smaller one. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. It's just, it's thinner. You can do a little bit more intricate. Not sure if you can see that. You can do a little bit more intricate tooling. A little bit more detail in there, but so there's a basic outline, kind of messed up on the bottom teeth. Nah, no biggie. Think I'm not making it for anybody. So now we're going to put some design into it. This is just your kind of your basic outline right there. You know, draw it on there, cut it out, or cut it with the swivel blade, and then use your beveler to make everything 3D. And then now we're going to add some detail. And so I'm going to go back to my stylus. I've actually got two different stylus. And this small one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it inside the nose and I'm just going to smear it around the nose. Because you got a hole in your nose, right? So you don't want the nose to stick up. So we'll just depress that. Now I got a bigger stylus right here. And what I'm going to do is just poke a hole for the eyeball. I know eyeballs stick out, but oh well. Looks good. One other little trick I learned. Where is it? What was this called? Now we're going to take this one. It's called a camouflage. I know it's hard to see. It's kind of like a moon shape and it's got a bunch of lines on it. And you can use this for the horn. You can do whatever texture you want. I like using this one for some reason. It's got a really cool look to it. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's got quite some texture in there. I'm not sure if you can see that. Like I said at the end of the video, I'll try to get a nice close-up picture of this. Alright, so we did that horn, and I'm actually going to do the same thing I just did on the front horn. And that, now the last, well, not last thing, is a something called a mule's foot. Kind of like a triangle. I know it's hard to see on the camera. Take the names and look in your catalog and you'll see exactly. We're going to make scales with this thing. I know it's hard to see. You'll see once I start doing it. Alright, so we're going to take the mule's foot stamp, and what we're going to do is we're going to go start with the triangles, basically scales, facing down, and we're going to work our way up, because that way it looks like it's overlapped. Alright, that's what it looks like with the scales. You know, it's just a simple dragon. It's nothing fancy. We're just doing some simple tooling on it. So, but you take those stamps and you can get a lot of cool detail with it. And I'm gonna take my stylus again and like just put some streaks on back here, kind of like its hair in a way. You know, you can use your stylus like a little pencil or pen and just put like some streaks and stuff. I think that's pretty much it. That in there for the. We're going to take our beveler here again, and we're just going to put a little indentation there for those big bottom fangs. Now it kind of looks like a bird. Oh well. Actually, I should have tooled the neck thing the other way, but yeah, there you go. We're done. You get the hair dryer and probably change color a little bit. I'll dry it off and then I'll take a picture, but that's it. Let's see what we used. I had edge beveler, stitching groove. I had 2 different size bevelers, 2 different size stylus, swivel blade, a camouflage stamp, and the mule foot stamp. And I think that's all and the hammer. You can get these at Tandy too. Got the hammer, water, sponge. Get yourself a nice piece of granite. I got 2 pieces of granite I found for like $5 a piece from a guy at a yard sale. So if you buy these from a store, they can be expensive, but if you look around, you can probably get them cheap. But yeah, that's it, guys. There you go. Simple little dragon design. You know, doing all this is actually fairly simple. It's coming up with the design in the first place on paper, which is this. You know, figuring out something to draw in the first place is the tough part. Once you have that, then you just once you have that, you just trace everything. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will try to get a nice close-up picture of this at the end of the video. Feel free to trace it off your computer if you want, or see if you can save the image. If you want to copy it, go ahead. I don't care. But that's it, guys. I'll have some more videos with some more toolings. Thanks for watching.